Good morning, everybody.
The winter coat is on.
Welcome to Crafters Log 11 on this freezing morning. It is Monday morning. It is about 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. And I've done some work this morning. Now we just need to nip out. But look at my windscreen. That is my windscreen. We are supposed to get snow tonight. I'm going to drop the phone. I think we just might, because
so.
It's minus 0.5 degrees, not minus 5. So I'm going to defrost the car and then I shall come back for a little chat. Hello everybody. I am just sorting yarn out, so I thought I'd come on and show you some. This is the update yarn that's going into the shop. So we've got this gorgeous one. No names yet. It will have shortly because I'm going to try and we've got decent light today, so I'm going to try and photograph today, or some of it at least. Oh, I love that one. Oh, that's me, isn't it? Isn't that me? Oh, isn't it gorgeous? Look at that. So we have two of these. These are all Danny yarns. I haven't dyed any of these. Oh, I haven't even told you what time it is. It's still Monday. It is 2 o'clock. I have been working, still working, I'm still doing stuff for the shop. Oh, wow. Oh, I just love that. That is me. If it doesn't sell, it's fine. Yeah, it's 2 o'clock, I'm still working. But I had to laugh at this one. Danny dyed this one. Oh, it's got a... Hold on a minute. That's it. That's it. Look at this. I had to laugh at this one because Danny dyed this last week, I think.
Yeah.
And when this has got white bits in it as well, so it comes, it's like a washed out, almost like a tie-dye effect. When he dyed this, and I haven't told him this yet, so he's going to hear it now, my memories on my phone came up, and exactly a year ago this week we dyed exactly this yarn. How strange is that? Exactly the same. I can't remember what we called it, but yeah, we did this a year ago this week. Oh, look at that. Yeah, it's a real washed out effect. It's beautiful. So we've got two of these ones. It's funny that, isn't it? Sometimes, obviously, we always dye yarn. We don't repeat colourways, is what I'm trying to say, but we do bring out the same colours from time to time. Sometimes on purpose, sometimes like this, by accident. Oh, it's just gorgeous. Look at that. Rubes, get down, darling. Just get the dog. This type of yarn, if you were to work it into a cowl or something, you'd get like spiraling stripes. Really, really nice. This one, this is my favourite. Now, this colour, let me see if you can find a section that's really saturated. There you go. It's a new colour for us, and we've used it before, but it hasn't been that same colour, and I absolutely love it. It's kind of like a grey and kind of like a purple. It's really nice. It's really, really beautiful. It's not quite purple, but it's not quite grey. It's a really interesting colour. It's lovely. So this is a completely new colourway. We've not done this one before. It needs to be called like Frosty Mountain or something like that. I think I will call it Frosty Mountain or might call it Frosty Morning. And again, it's that kind of real washed out look, which I think looks so nice in hand-dyed yarn. Then we've got this one. This one is a little bit caterpillar, but not quite. So do you remember the caterpillar yarn that we did? It's like part caterpillar. And then it's got blue on it. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh. And it's got, I'll show you on this one. I didn't show you that. It's got speckles of brown. Is it brown that is done? I'll show you. Yes, it is. Speckles of brown on it. Oh, my word. It's beautiful. No idea what we're going to call this one. Oh, it's gorgeous. So you've got on this one, it's real saturated in the green, but not as saturated in the blue. You see, the green's really saturated, but it's kept the blue not saturated. I think there was a better word for that than not saturated. And this one is my favourite. We have done this one before, and I'm sure I called it Pig in Mud, because that is just what it reminds me of. And it's just mainly a cream yarn with little dark grey, pink, and there's even a tiny smidge of green in there. It's this one is so delicate. It really is. It's beautiful. It's mainly just cream, but you do get these dark speckles in it. I'm sure we called it Pig in Mud last time. You used to get ornaments like that, didn't you? There used to be ornaments called piggins because I used to collect them. Oh, sometimes, no matter how careful you are, they're still... Some of the yarn goes to the wrong side of where it's supposed to be. And that is the case with this one. So I'm going to have to pause you a minute. Sorry about that. So I've got a smile on my face because the postman has just knocked on the door with the final thing that I've been waiting for the mystery boxes. And I am so pleased. So pleased. So yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, that is the last one that is currently dry. So I'm about to take photographs now and I'm going to get them labelled up. I'm going to be on the ball and I'm going to get the pictures, sent straight to the computer. So I'm going to get that done and then that's another job ticked off. But oh my word, I wish I could show you what's just come through the post, but I can't. But I can show my friend, so, because I know she's not buying a mystery box, so I'm going to go do that. I'm like, look, look. Before it disappears, this is the grand total of the snow. Isn't it pathetic? This massive snowstorm they said we were going to have. This is it. It's not even a light dusting. I got up so excited this morning to look at the snow. And this is it. That's it. Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, the I think it's the 20th of November. I think. I'm not 100%. I think it is. And I am just finishing a hat. So I thought I would come on and have a little bit of a chat with you. It's really early in the morning. It is only 9:30. I'm sat here like I've got nothing to do, but I am determined I'm finishing this hat. I've got loads I need to do. But there we go. Sometimes that's what happens, isn't it? You just think, no, I'm doing the hat. I'm not doing anything until I've done that hat. So that's what I've been doing. I didn't film anything yesterday. It was super busy yesterday. Well, I'm saying I didn't. I did actually show you the pathetic attempt that was our snow. It was rubbish. We were on a yellow weather warning for snow. And it was supposed to be this really bad snowstorm. And, you know, it was supposed to cause all this disruption. And it was nothing. I know other areas got more snow than we did, but we just got nothing. But it started the night before, about 10, 11 o'clock, something like that. And I was so excited for the next day because the most of the snow was supposed to hit through the night. So I went to sleep because I love snow. I don't like driving in it, but I love to walk in it. And I'm not talking about slush, I mean proper snow. I love to walk in it and I love it. So I was so excited the next day. I'd been out on Monday, made sure I didn't have to do anything, well, drive anywhere on Tuesday. And I was so excited. And I got up yesterday morning and I looked out of the window and I couldn't see much. Because it was so dark. It was like 6 a.m. So I came downstairs, went to let the dog out, and I excitedly opened the back door and I was like, this is it. So I was so disappointed. I really was. I'm not going to lie. But never mind. Hopefully we didn't get any last year. None whatsoever. Just nothing. We had a little bit, but nothing major. You couldn't even make a snowball, let alone a snowman. And I do like to make a snowman. But yeah, so that was the snow. Other than that, we were super busy, so I didn't actually get a chance to pick up the camera. So here I am today. Like I say, I'm just finishing a hat, which once I've finished it, I'll show you it. And I'm actually sat under a blanket with the dog because it is so cold. I'm sure it is everywhere, wherever you are. Do you know, I've just been up to let Luigi in, moved my blanket, crawled out from underneath my blanket to go let Luigi in. He's just come in, pressed record, and now Jack's there. Oh. Jack, you're going to have to wait, sweetheart. Oh, look at him. Will you let Jack in? What was I saying before that? I can't remember. I actually can't remember. So, yeah, I'm going to attempt to pick up the camera more today. I've still got a lot to do, but it's not enough to interfere with my vlog, I don't think. Where's my other end that I need to weave in? I'll be able to show you this hat in a second. Oops, no, wrong way. Hold on. I need to weave this end because I've done it with a folded brim. So I need to remember to weave this end in on the outside. So that you can't see the weaving in of the ends when I fold the brim. I wanted a nice thick hat, but a lot of my hats I've got in really bright colours and I've got nothing just in one colour. I don't know why. So I just wanted a hat that was not 4-ply weight and I wanted it in one colour. So I made one. which I will show you in 1 second. I got this free in a magazine. This little needle case, not the needles. I did get some needles in it. I got it, it must be 10 years ago, if not longer. And I still use it. That was the best free gift ever. Right. Here we are. So this is my hat, which I've just caught my nail on. So let me try. I've not even tried it on yet. Get my brim. Oh, that's what I wanted. Little bit slouch, but nothing major. I like a little bit of a slouch, but nothing. Do you like it?
Goes well with your top as well.
I'm matching today. This wasn't on purpose at all. But yeah, I like a little bit of a slouch, but nothing major. Oh, I really, really like that. I am so pleased with that. I've actually written the pattern up. I was just testing the pattern. So I need to put those needles away. Let me do that, because if I'm going to leave my hat on for a minute because I am freezing. I'm just going to move you a little minute. Ooh, while I get my needles out. I'm going to pop these away. I use knitting needles. I'm going to pull you back. Sorry about this. You're all probably thinking, Alex, what are you doing? I always use thankyou needles. I use them, well, I'm saying that if I'm knitting socks, I use Addy or Knit Pro. If any other knitting, it's thankyous every time. But I'm very, very lucky because I have 2 sets. I got one for my 40th birthday, which is the full set. And then my friend gave me one as well. She said, I've got 2. Can you use one? And I was like, yeah. And I use them both all the time. This is a half set and it's the shorter tips. So yeah, I'm just going to put this away, because if I don't put it away now, then I'll forget to do it. And I'm really finicky about my needles. So now I've got my hat done. I need to go and do a little bit of cleaning. I need to get the teenagers out of bed. I've started Christmas shopping as well. I've not got much. When I say I've started Christmas shopping, right, what I mean is I have got a tiny little stocking filler for Danny and 3 stocking fillers for the boys. And that is my start of my Christmas shopping. But nobody knows what they want this year. And it's really hard this year with the boys, because I love Christmas. I get so excited. Sorry for talking about Christmas. I get so excited. But the boys, they just want cash. You know, they're past that toy stage. I mean, I am getting the toy fix from Harry, because Harry still likes toys. It's funny because it came in on, I've bought Harry a little gift as well so far, but it came in on Friday and it's liking you. I'd left it on the breakfast bar. It is they had them in Morrison's for like £8. It's a giant Rubik's Cube. It's like this big. It's massive. And Harry adores puzzles. And he walked in the house on Friday. And normally he likes to go put everything upstairs in the bedroom when he first comes in. He's got his little routine of what he does. But he walked in on Friday, went straight to the kitchen, because I'd left it on the breakfast bar thinking, you know, I've got it behind stuff. And I'm like, Harry's not going to rummage. He won't notice it. If I leave it in the bedroom, he finds stuff. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But yeah, so I'd left it in the kitchen underneath some stuff. And he went straight to the kitchen and found it. I was like, how did you do that? But I remember one time, we've got one of those hanging rails in the bedroom, you know, with all the clothes on, one thing and another. And underneath it, it's got a shoe rack where when you first put it up, you've got all your shoes stored neatly. You know, like if it's winter, I put the summer shoes there. If it's summer, I put the winter boots there. I have them all stored neatly. But because I'm a crafter and I have stuff stored everywhere, things get moved. So I've got like a box of project bags that I don't use. Where do you put it? Underneath the clothes rail. I've got an old sewing machine. Where do you put it? Underneath the clothes rail. So there's all sorts of stuff there. And one year I'd hidden Harry's toys, his Christmas presents, under there, thinking he'll never spot that. Well, he did. He found them all. So I've got to be more careful. Anyway. Oh, I do like this hat. I really do. Oh, yeah. Right, I'm going to go. I shall be back at some point. I want to show you some progress on my cross stitching, and I want to show you I don't know. I was going to say something and I don't know what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, because the new clue comes out on Friday for the Secret Grove sale. So I've got to get my cross stitch, the one that I'm doing, which is my gnome one. I'd like to have that finished, backstitching and everything, because it's got a lot of backstitch on this one. I want to have that finished by Thursday evening, so I'm ready for the Secret Grove on Friday. But yeah, right, I'm gonna go. Everything's done, so I am now gonna sit and try and get some stitches into my gnome. Let me just bring up markup, because I'm hoping to finish the actual cross stitching portion of it today. Let me see how many stitches we've got to go. 538 stitches, that's it. So this is my gnome, this is where we're at now. So I've got a shoe to put in, finish his hand and some stones. That's all I've got to do. But it does need loads of backstitch. So I want to try and get this finished today, and then I can get the backstitching done tomorrow. Then hopefully by Friday this will be finished and completed. But yeah, I've really enjoyed it. This is the gnome pattern by Favourite Gnome on Etsy, and that is also cutebroidery.com. Obviously there's more up here which you'll see when it's finished. Do you like my grime guard? I learned how to make grime guards. I made two. I made this one and another one which is on another project that I can't show you yet. But isn't it cute? So it took me so long to figure out how to make grime guards. Honestly, a ridiculous amount of time, because the first tutorial that I came across, it just didn't fit. So I had to rejig it and rejig it. I think this grime guard, I think I've made 4 before this one, and none of them worked. And I was thinking, this is ridiculous. It's a grime guard. It should be really easy to make. So, you know, when sometimes you take a step back and the problem that you've got with something is so glaringly obvious, you just like, of course, that's why it didn't fit. So the tutorial that I had followed said that you measure around your hoop or frame, and that's the length of the fabric to cut out. But you know, when you're learning something new and you just following instructions, and I was following the instructions and I wasn't giving anything any thought process. I was just following what the tutorial had said. So I'd measured round the frame, cut out, and then it said cut the elastic to half of the length of the fabric. Right, okay, I'd done that, and this thing would not go round. And obviously when I sat back and thought, of course it's not going to fit, because I cut it out, the fabric out the length of the frame. I would need at least 2 inches. So I had a chat with my friend and we thought about it, and we decided I would cut 4 inches extra to what the frame size actually is. So this was 44 inches, or the whole circumference is 44 inches. So I ended up cutting out 48 inches. And of course it fits perfectly, because you've got the extra room. And then of course you've got a seam allowance if you need to join it anywhere. Of course it fits. Sometimes you just need to think about something. And then found another tutorial after that that gave you the exact measurements. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm really happy that I can now make grime guards. I find it easier with a grime guard on because all of the fabric is tucked inside, so I've literally just got the frame to hold. I know that I'm not making it dirty at all, and all the fabric's tucked inside the fabric of my grime guard. And usually I would clip all the fabric, you know, into place, but it still gets in your way. So anyway, it's done. I have a grime guard. So I'm going to sit and do some stitching. I'm going to see how, I'm hoping I can easily, normally when I'm cross stitching, I easily do 500 stitches a day. You know, I get a good sort of 200 or 300 done on a morning before I even get ready usually. And then on an evening, I can get a good 200 or 300 done. So 500 stitches a day is a really easy number for me to do. But, you know, because I've only got 538 stitches, it's now 12 o'clock and I really want to get this finished today, that it's just not going to be the case. Something's going to happen. There's going to be something I need to do, which means that I can't get the stitches in. I can see it before it happens, but I am going to try and finish at least the cross stitching portion. The good thing about these gnomes, sorry, I'm still going on about the cross stitch. This gnome pattern was my third cross. The first one was my third cross stitch I'd ever done. It was that bee gnome pattern. And what I really like about this particular designer is there's a lot of shading, so you get a really nice picture. You know, it's not just blocks of colour, there's a lot of shading in it, and it does give you a really nice picture, so you feel like you're doing something much more experienced than your actual level is. But on the same side of it, there's still large blocks of colour, so there's no confetti stitching in it. So you still feel like you're getting that really, I don't know how to explain it. I still feel, when I did my first one, let's try and explain this properly. When I did my first one, I felt like I was doing a cross stitch that was much more advanced than my skill set is. But it didn't feel difficult, and you can see all of the shading in it. And that's another good thing about these. I've done 1, 2, 3 of these. This is my fourth one. And they do have a lot of back stitching. I've learned how to back stitch now, and actually I don't really mind it anymore. I used to hate it, and I really don't mind it now. But B, I don't feel that you need to put as much back stitching in as what the designer calls for, because the shading is so good and so detailed that you don't always need to put the back stitch there. Like the hat, there is excuse me, there is back stitching on the hat, but I probably won't do it because I don't think it needs it. You can see the definition without it. I am going to go around the lighthouse, and obviously the stones need back stitching because you can't see what they are, but the designer is brilliant, honestly brilliant. Right, I'm going to crack on. You see, I knew there would be something that took me away from my stitching plans today, but I did not expect it to be the most beautiful thing in the whole wide world. So I have just had the most amazing parcel delivered, and I'm going to close the box because I want to show you it, just so I can show you the box because it's beautiful. I did get a message to say there was something coming, but I didn't know what, and it's arrived today. It's a beautiful gift from one of my subscribers. You know who you are, and just know that I was absolutely lost for words. This is beautiful. So this is what I received in the post. Look at that box. Oh, and inside, are you ready? A drop spindle kit. Oh my word. So I am not cross-stitching for the afternoon. I am doing this. Honestly, I am absolutely blown away with that. Thank you so, so much. So I'm going to crack straight into it because, I mean, look at these colours. Oh. I have tried drop spindling once before. I was not successful at it, but I didn't really try that hard. Because the, what do you call it? Is it roving? The roving that I had, I didn't really like. And it wasn't helpful. This, I want to spin this. So I'm going to go make myself a coffee. I'm going to find a YouTube tutorial on how to drop spindle. And that's what I'm going to do this afternoon. So the gnome is not going to be finished by Friday, but oh well, whatever. It's fine. Because I really want to do that. What gorgeous. Honestly, this community, that was so kind and so thoughtful, and I just love it so much. Thank you. Honestly, thank you so much. So I'm going to make a coffee and then I'm having a go with my drop spindling. How exciting. What an exciting afternoon. What day are we on? Wednesday. The most exciting Wednesday. Okay, so it's much later in the day. I have tried the drop spindle and I'm struggling so bad. So I need to look at a few more YouTube tutorials. For those of you that do it, it's the drafting part. I'm pulling far too much off or it's breaking, and I think I'm being too rough with it. I think I'm, move you out of that light, I'm manhandling things a little bit too much. So that's the bit that I either need to practice with, and that's probably the answer, it's just practice, or I need somebody experienced to show me. Because I'm struggling so bad. And when you join and you, like, you've been drafting it and I've just gone ahead, I've let it go thick, thin, all the way through it. And then you get to the end of it and you've got to put another bit of roving on. Still don't know if it's called roving. Then that join is just so bad. So that's, I'm going to have to do some more investigating on YouTube. So I've popped it down for now. I did do all of the orange. It doesn't look great. And I've started on the brown. And I'm hoping by the time I get to the pink, it'll be somewhat looking like how it should look, but we'll see. So I've done a little bit of work on my gnome. I now have 201 stitches left to go. And this is where we're at now. Can you see? I finished off the hand and I put in all the little stones around here. I've just got this tiny little bit to do here and he's finished, which he should be tonight. But right now I need to go make everybody's tea. So I'm going to do that. I might have to put the heating on for a little bit as well because it's absolutely freezing, and I mean freezing. It was so cold this morning when we got up, and I don't like to put the heating on while everybody's asleep because I really don't like that. I cannot bear the heating on through the night. In fact, I have to sleep with the window open. I can't. I've got to have the bedroom cold. This is why I struggle so much in summer. So I don't like to put the heating on when everybody else is asleep. And they all say it's fine, it don't bother them, but I think it does because I know how it makes me feel. So we had the heating on for a little bit this morning once everybody was up, but then it's freezing again now, so my feet are like blocks of ice. I might go and fill my hot water bottle up after I've done tea, fill my hot water bottle up and put that by my feet, try and keep myself warm somehow. The satisfaction of completing goals. Wow, hang on, you look blurry, hang on. That's better. Right, did it. So I'm going to take it out of the Q snap because I want to have a good look at it before I decide on where I'm putting the backstitch or if I'm going to do any at all. We shall see. So It does need some on the lighthouse. Let's have a little looky here. Oh, this is it. Oh, isn't he gorgeous? I'm looking at you through the holes in the header. Isn't he just gorgeous? It definitely needs the backstitch putting on here. But you know what? I think I might only do that. Because, believe it or not, the backstitch on the pebbles is in brown. And it's done. And you can't tell. This is what I was saying earlier about the designer's shading being so good that a lot of it I do not think needs the backstitch. But I am going to go ahead and just pop it round the poles here on the lighthouse. It needs it there. But then I think that is going to be all. If you're playing with my Q-snap frame, will you put those on it? Make yourself useful. So yeah, I'm going to do that now and I'll come back and show you when it's done. Right. Now we've got on the little bits around the lighthouse and I did go ahead and do some backstitch on here. I'm still deciding if I want it on the anchor or not. So I'm going to have a little think about it. But isn't he gorgeous? Oh, I love him. This. That's how cold it is. Minus 4.5. That's not the time, by the way. I don't change the car clock. When the clocks go forward or backwards, I just leave it. It's absolutely freezing. Danny, bless him, is kindly sorting the windscreen out. And I'm sat warming up inside. Keeps tapping on the window and telling me to put the wipers on. Oh, it's so cold, honestly. So it is 10 to 10. Here he is. Bless his little cotton socks, he won't let me do it. It's 10 to 10. We're just nipping out. We've been dyeing this morning. You may have seen some dye footage. Oh, his fingers are like claws. Bless him.
I don't have mittens.
There's some in my bag.
I don't have a cardigan either to keep me warm.
He's got a cardigan on, by the way. There's some mittens in my bag, darling. That's yesterday's. There's 4 pair of mittens in my bag.
I wear Harry's.
Oh, there's another 3
At least
in
the seat's warm, thanks.
I did warm the seat with 3. I was kind.
Oh, bless you, thanks. I bet you put the seat on, my seat on tomorrow, so you can put your hands on it.
No, but I should have done that. That'd have been a really good idea. I cancelled Knit Group because I had so many jobs to do and I was getting really overwhelmed. You know when you've got a lot to do and you just think, I need to get it all done. And they didn't take half as long as I thought they were going to do. I finished them by 2:30. Could have gone to Knit Group. Never mind. Never mind. I could still go down. It's only 2:45 now, but I've just made a coffee now. Never mind. I shall be there next week. So it is Thursday afternoon. Rubles don't start when I'm on the vlog. It's Thursday afternoon. I am ending the vlog here. I hope you've enjoyed this video this week. Rube, stop licking. we've had a really good week actually. Seem to have got an awful lot of jobs done that I needed to do. So yeah, I have these weeks sometimes where everything just goes swimmingly and it's like, ooh, job done, job done, job done. And I just feel so productive and proud of myself. There are weeks when it does not go so swimmingly and everything's just backing up and I'm starting to stress. But this week it's been a good week. So yeah, I'm pleased with that. We don't have any plans for the weekend. Might have a bit of a date night at some point, but other than that we ain't got any major plans. We're not going anywhere or doing anything. We don't really. We don't go out. Just when we move my yarn, you can come up, darling. I just need to move that out of my bag, then you can come across. We don't sort of go out shopping and things like that. And we don't go out like doing things a great deal. I think because we're so busy through the week, both of us just like to switch off from that on a weekend and just be. So that's kind of what we do. I'll show you my rocket tee. You won't be able to see any progress. I have made progress, but there's so many stitches on it. I think last time you saw it, it was up here. There's so many stitches on it that you can't really see progress. I think I'm putting another 3 of the big stripes in and then the ribbon for the bottom, and then the body should be done. So there is progress, you just can't see it. I'm just picking it up every so often. It probably won't get worked on very much, whoops-a-daisy, over the next few days, because Clue 2, I know I've mentioned it already, but Clue 2 of the Secret Grove sound comes out tomorrow morning. So that's probably why I had more to do today, because I wanted to keep tomorrow clear for that. I just get so excited, I really do. I get so excited and just want to start. I've no idea what's coming in it though. We'll have to just wait and see. I'm starting to think about my next year's crafting plans and the kinds of things I really want to do. Initially, I wanted to stitch one of the big modern folk embroidery stitches. When I was doing the family patchwork sampler, I'll pop a picture on the screen if you knew. When I was doing that one, and I loved that so much, I did that for Sampler September. And I wanted to do the Stitch in Time by Modern Folk Embroidery, but I wanted to do a page a month, and I think it was 10 pages. But I think I'm going to hold off because there are so many cross-stitch designs coming out, and I don't want to limit myself to, well, no, that's not the reason. Partly is the reason. First of all, I've asked Danny to kit me up a full coverage for Christmas. It's not going to be in DMC because it's just too expensive to kit it up in that. So I'm going to try the CXC threads to kit the project up. I'm not going to show you what the project is. You will see it in the new year. But it's a big full coverage. So I definitely want to have that going on throughout the year. I've earmarked about 1.5 years to complete it. But it's not going to be my only cross stitch, because if I only did that, I'm very quickly going to lose interest because I'm going to be craving different types of colours. It's not a monochrome. One sec. Stewie. Sorry about that. Stuart had a fur ball. Anyway, but it is a lot of similar colours, so I am going to have other cross stitches on the side going alongside it. Also, what I've learned from my gnome is my gnome had a lot of grey, and I really enjoyed it, but it was a lot of grey to be doing all of the time. So I may allow myself up to 3 cross stitch projects at a time. That way I can have a full coverage going on that I like, that I want to try, I can have something that maybe has a lot of the similar colours in, and I can have something really small if I'm just wanting a bit of a colour fix. So that's my first plan. Where knitting's concerned, I want next year to be the year of the garments, but I am not gonna rush them. I want, if it takes 2 months to knit, I know Danny's wanting a cardigan, so that would probably be the first one. But if it takes 2 months to knit it, then it takes 2 months to knit it. I've learned a lot this second half of the year, because I used to be the kind of person where a lot of projects, you've heard me talking about it if you've been here for any length of time, I could get really overwhelmed by a lot of projects. And all that ended up happening was I limited myself so much, because I was thinking things like, I'm not going to cast that on, it's going to take too long and I'm going to get bored of it. And I was recognising that in myself. So I wouldn't cast certain projects on because I was working on so few at a time that I couldn't face having something that could possibly make me feel bored. And then I started cross-stitching. Well, if you all remember the tale, I actually started cross-stitching well over a year ago, but I couldn't get into it because I had the problem with the symbols. Once I discovered markup, it was a game changer, and I fell headlong down the rabbit hole. Not only did I fall down the rabbit hole, I think I took about at least 10 of you with me. Sorry about that. But what cross-stitch has taught me is patience. And it's okay to have all these whips. You have to be okay with things taking a while. That's what you have to be okay with. That's what the key is. And that's what cross-stitch has taught me. It has taught me patience. And I do think I'm much more okay with things now. Things don't bother me. I've still got a cowl on the go, which at the moment, I've got a hair, that's annoying me. At the moment, I've no desire to work on. Not in the slightest. And the old me would have frogged that back, because I would have thought, well, I'm not working on it, so I'm not doing it, so it's not sitting there. And that's how my mind used to work. It used to be, here's a project, do it, finish it, move on. And I really did become overwhelmed by that. So yeah, I'm not going to frog the cowl, because there'll come a time, because it's easy knitting. Sorry, I couldn't remember what colour was next. Because it's easy knitting, if I'm ever reading a book or watching a film with Danny and I'm just wanting to watch the TV, or I haven't got anything easy to take to knit group, that'll be the project that I take, and then that'll get me back into knitting on it. So yeah, cross-stitch has taught me a lot this year. It really has. This is a conversation really for the end of the year, isn't it? But never mind. I'm sorry if you can hear the washing machine as well. Sorry about that. But yeah, so I've learned a lot this year. I've learned a real lot. And what else has happened is it's really opened me up to my own creativity. I've always been quite a creative person. And, you know, I ventured into pattern designing a year or so ago, something like that. And I've always, you know, liked to create my own aspect of things. But I was always very uniform. This is how it's done. This is how everybody does it, so you do it like this. And with cross-stitching and having all the projects on the go, it's really made me step outside my comfort zone. And because of that, I'm trying things that ordinarily I wouldn't try. So I'm just really enjoying my crafting at the moment. I really am. I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, at the moment I'm working on my rocket tee. I am picking up my secret project soon, which you haven't seen yet, but you will do shortly. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I'm going to be working on that soon. I just couldn't pick it up while I was talking to the camera. And that's everything, I think. I hope you've all had a lovely crafty week. I put a post up in the Facebook group earlier asking what everybody had been working on. And oh my word, you are working on some amazing things. Wow, wow. There was a mosaic blanket. I love mosaic crochet. Absolutely love it. I don't hardly ever do it. I have done it, but only a handful of times. But I adore it. And there was a lady working on a mosaic blanket, and my eyes were like, oh, that is amazing. People working on Christmas projects, Christmas socks. There's a lot of stockings going on. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun reading through the Facebook comments. And I just want to, as well, at the end of this video, thank you all of you that have joined me and Danny for the members. We really appreciate it, and for those of you that aren't members on YouTube, we appreciate you just as much, because without you watching we wouldn't have a channel. So do not think that I appreciate you any less, because I don't. And I promise you that YouTube will not change. It'll only make things better, because it'll give us the breathing space to have a little bit of income coming from YouTube, so we can create more on YouTube. For the videos and things, YouTube doesn't pay a great deal at all. You know, I'm talking a very small amount. If it's not a vlog, obviously there's more in it if it's a vlog, a month of vlogs, because you get more views. But on a normal month, probably don't make £30, nowhere near. So there's no income coming. So when I'm trying to put things on YouTube, there's nothing coming back from it, because we're so small. So I so appreciate the members that have come over to support us. I really do, because it's enabled us to just keep doing what we love to do. And yeah, so I just wanted to say that. I'd had a comment about, have we gone to members only? No, we haven't gone to members only. Members are just, you know, enabling us to do more on YouTube, and nothing else. For those of you that are not members, nothing will change. It will only get better. So yeah, I just wanted to clear that up. But thank you to those of you that have joined the memberships. And yeah, that's everything, I think. I am going to get off. I'm going to edit this video. It's now 3 o'clock. So I'm going to edit this video, and I've got myself a pizza for tea. I'm so excited to have pizza for tea. We very rarely eat pizza. Very rarely. Mainly because I'm the only one in the house that likes it, and it's absolutely pointless buying a pizza just for me. But Danny's going to have some pizza. He doesn't dislike pizza. It's just not something that he thinks, oh yeah, we'll have pizza. It's not one of those meals for him. A bit like pie's not for me. Danny loves pie, but I'm kind of like, meh. I will have it from time to time. And that's what Danny's like with pizza. Anyway, we're having pizza for tea, and I'm really excited. So I'm going to edit this video together, cobble together whatever I filmed this week, and then get that rendering, and then start tea and settle down for the evening. I might have to put the heating back on because it's freezing. Had to end the vlog with how cold it was, you know, because we're British. Have a lovely week, everybody, and I will see you next week, because we are doing Vlogmas, but the vlogs start on Saturday. So I'll still do the crafters vlog next week, and then we'll be straight back for vlogs on the Saturday. So you'll get a weekend vlog for the start of Vlogmas as well, because we don't normally vlog on a weekend, but as December 1st falls on a Saturday, we'll be vlogging. So there's a lot to come next week. Bye, everybody.